Episode number 4.
Crazy.
We're starting in hot.
Yes.
Because I got a timer going. I got to make it to Revenge of the Sith. You didn't know this, but I've got a showing. No, I don't.
I was wait a minute.
It is Revenge of the Sith Day.
Okay, when did it come out?
Today.
Really?
Yeah, so the re-release is today. I've already seen some clips and they're phenomenal. So remember, we talked about this in a prior episode. I think it was when we were talking about the Minecraft showing and how people are going crazy for that.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. Throw your popcorn. I've already seen some people post some reels about they're wearing the Clone Wars helmets with full suits. So shout out
the Minion movie.
Absolutely, and that's what we were talking. It totally reminded me of what we just talked about, and I love it. Shout out to everybody out there. You guys
go out for it.
I love it so much. Like the love for that movie is unreal, and it's my
favorite one.
I've seen all of the memes today, which is like we get to see all the memes that we know and love. Hello there, and the story of Plagueis the Wise, and so. It's just like, I love seeing it. It's amazing. It's coming back in full swing. So we got to wrap this one up so I can go see it. I got no kids tonight. So
they had the Sipper. My friend went and saw it yesterday. So it must have come out early for like the Thursday premiere. And her husband was very close to getting that popcorn bucket, but it was more expensive than a one at Disneyland. So they're like, I can't do that. They're crazy.
They know.
The market.
Like, we got you.
You're gonna get it.
So we got to wrap this one up. So no, just kidding. I'm just gonna let her take this one over because I just want to hear all about it. I've never been. Again, I've mentioned that in the first podcast that I've never been. Kind of crazy, but
that is crazy.
I know a lot about it.
Yeah,
I know people who've worked there.
You're prepped if you need to
go.
So
I know a lot, but I've never experienced it. So
and I'm so excited because I came back from Disney World, hopped right back into work. I feel like I've not decompressed from the trip or really just reminisced in it. So this is my first time just getting to hash it all out.
Get hyped, everybody.
Get hyped about this trip. And you guys can see my henna that I did get at Morocco at Epcot. She's a little faded now, but that was so fun. I've never done it before. So if y'all see that, but we're going to jump into it. My Disney World trip. I went for my birthday. We left on Thursday. I know I'm now 26, kicked off of parents' insurance. So y'all blow this up so we're okay. I went on a Thursday, came back Tuesday. Literally one of the best trips I've ever had at Disney World. I'm an annual pass holder. I've been there quite a few times. I did the college program there. This one, something about it. Dying to go back is my note. So there you go. We started off at Animal Kingdom. We did the Kilimanjaro Safari, and there's a new baby giraffe.
I saw that.
And his name is Tucker.
Not only from you, but I have seen the new. I think I saw the cast member reaction.
Oh yes, when they're on the
where everybody's like losing their mind, which
so
I would too, by the way, because I love animals. Cute. Number one, number two. Giraffes are my wife's favorite. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's a match made in heaven.
No, literally he was so adorable.
And his name is
Tucker.
Tucker.
Which is also the man I have on this shirt. I was showing Garrett before everyone. It's a shirt that says My Taste, and it's majority Marvel people. We have Iron Man and Tom Hiddleston, and Harry Styles was at an end credit of Rest in Peace to Eternals. So, it was giving sort of Disney. And then he's just a singer.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Harry Styles. So he's technically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Huh.
Crazy, huh?
Do you explain the end scene? Because I saw the movie one time.
He's like the brother of Thanos or the cousin of Thanos. And so basically, he just walks in and
it's ringing a bell.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to actually be in the movie.
And what character? I feel like he was, he had the name for the character.
There is a character name, but I have no clue.
Okay, sorry guys.
But if you know, and you're a real one.
That does ring a bell because I do remember seeing that movie again. It was like when it came out, long time ago.
Yeah,
so,
like
and I do remember that scene now that you're kicking off some dust there. And then I didn't know who the other gentleman was, and I thought there were two different gentlemen, but it's the same gentleman.
Same person. We got two pictures. Yeah, this is Tucker, which is why I'm like, oh my gosh, he's the baby giraffe. His stage name is Role Model, and he's one of my favorites right now. So when I went to his concert, he called me out. So
Whoa.
Sup role model.
Flex.
I know. Anywho, the giraffe got off topic. His name's Tucker. And he was so cute and adorable. That ride was one of my favorites because you can see all of the different animals, and they were all out because Florida weather in April is actually superb. It was not humid at all. It was like max 86 degrees and had a nice breeze. It was actually incredible. I wrote down this. The corn outside Kilimanjaro Safari is the best corn on the cob you'll ever have. It has like African spices on it. I could eat like 5 of those things. It was a highlight of my food experience there. So it's definitely a must. After we went to Animal Kingdom, we went to Mama Melrose, which is actually quite sad because it's the Italian restaurant that's closing, and it's one of my favorites. And so the whole time I sat there, I have some video clips that I got for the podcast that I'll put over. But it was actually quite disappointing to like just leave and know that you aren't going to be back at that place, especially when there's not news of what's going to replace it.
Right.
Obviously like Muppet Vision is gonna have like the Monsters Inc. area, but my good old Italian food.
And there's a good story behind this too. So do you remember texting me that morning? So I was at, so I need you to text me. I need you to text me your location, and some photos, because I just need to live vicariously through you in this moment right now that I'm working, which I'm sure many of us can relate to, right?
Absolutely, got to stock them.
So I got the the safari photos, and then you had told me that you were gonna go to the restaurant.
Yes.
And then it's like what's the restaurant name again?
Mama Melrose.
Mama Melrose, and it's like Italian food, right? And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, like I know I get that it's closing, but mind you, we're West Coast time, and you're on the East Coast, and
so it was like 8:30.
It was 8:30 in the morning, and in my head I was thinking,
I'm like off to our Italian food.
I mean, I guess it's closing, but hey, spaghetti and breadsticks for breakfast. I mean,
it's the corn and then the spaghetti. Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah,
it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. So I was like,
it was so fun. You're like, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah,
this early.
It is. It is. I'm not used to that. The time.
Yeah, they don't open till like 11. So unfortunately, if you want Italian food for breakfast, you're out of luck.
It's like the Black Calf cold brew in Galaxy's Edge. They need to start doing that when the park opens.
When do they start it?
It's like 10 a.m. But honestly, by 10 a.m., it feels like 12.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, okay, we need and there's a whole line. It's like I got a rope drop docking bay because I got to get this drink and I need like 2 of them in each hand.
Well, especially if you're rope dropping, that was our issue with Mama Melrose. We're like, do we do like a 2 o'clock reservation or a 12 o'clock? And we're like, oh, we got to do 12 o'clock because since we're from the West Coast, at 8 a.m. it's 5 a.m. You're not really hungry because you're like, it's so early. And so it was kind of like our brunch. We kind of had Italian food brunch. So because I'd rather be like, I could have pushed back later than be hangry. And I was getting to that point, guys. I was like, I need the spaghetti and meatballs. And they had fried mozzarella, but it was like the most incredible. It was like not even a mozzarella stick. Like they're like big ones.
Yeah.
Gosh, so good. Loved it there. But after Mama Melrose, I'm trying to think of what we did. I think we went back home and just kind of vegged because the flight is like 6 hours long and the time change. And the next morning was an important morning because we were checking into the Wilderness Lodge Hotel, which is my favorite hotel on the Walt Disney World property. I've only been to like a few of them, but that one is one of my favorites. It's very much like the Grand Californian.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So nice. We pull up and we were there for my birthday, and my mom goes in, checks in while I'm getting the luggage and everything out. And then I go park the car because at Disney World, you get free parking if you stay on property or you have to pay for valet. But at Disneyland, you have to pay for either of the options. So I park the car and she's like, hurry, they're upgrading us to like club level. And I'm like,
no way.
What?
I did not know about this.
Yes, because she was like, I'm going to see if there's like any upgrades available. And there was club level, and she's like, you have to hurry back. They're going to like escort us to there. And I'm like,
oh, heck yeah.
Okay. And so I run back, and she's the cast member is like, hello. And I love that the name tags say the university, because I'm always like, you're from the college program. And so that was the person who did it, which shout out to you. I do not recall your name, but you're amazing. And so we go to the elevator and somebody comes with a sign that says the Solario family. And he literally like, whoa, crazy dude. And so we go and he's like, hi, welcome. He's like, have you stayed with us before? And we're like, yes. He's like, have you done club level? And we're like, no. And so we go in the elevator and he takes us to the 7th floor and he scans us in with our like magic bands, and we get access to this lounge, which has literally all day unlimited snacks, food, and beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. So nice. And then they have a concierge desk where basically you feel like a star, where it's like, can I have this? Can I have this? They are so nice, so incredible. The juice at Wilderness Lodge, you know, have you heard of Pog?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had it for the first time at Aulani.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, what is Pog juice? And they're like, I can remember the look on the waiter's face when it was like, you know, oh, do you want anything to drink? And like 10 times out of 10 when I go to a restaurant, it's like, oh, just water is fine, you know. And for my wife too, just like, nah, we'll just take water.
Yeah.
And then they're like, are you sure you don't want Pog juice? And then I was like, give it to me.
I'm here.
And
Why
then
not?
I had it and it was like, I'll never go. It's like
so good.
Now when I go to the grocery store and I see the Pog juice carton, I'm always like, I gotta have it.
It's so
Pog
good.
juice has become a staple in this household.
It is one of the most iconic Disney juices. They have one that is not Pog, but it is like an apple cinnamon cranberry juice, which was like, they're very different juices, but it was like, it gave Pog a run for its money. Like it was so good. But they have like charcuterie, and then at dinner time they had like barbecue, pulled pork, like so much stuff. But everyone was so nice. They gave you like a refillable water bottle so you could come get like water whenever you wanted. And the cast members, they always go above and beyond, but like at that club level, they were just the kindest people ever, and anything you needed. So we checked into our room, and then we went to Epcot's. It was the Flower of Garden Festival, which is where I got my henna. And we saw there was a Phineas and Ferb.
I did see that.
A Phineas and Ferb display. So thank you to everyone who's bringing back Phineas and Ferb, because I'm an avid fan. And as soon as I saw that, I was just hooked and obsessed. So we were at Epcot for a bit. Pretty chill, just walking through the countries. I never have been the biggest fan of Epcot during my college program. I feel like everybody did like Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. But this trip, it was really like Animal Kingdom, and Epcot had my heart. We were like going into every single space to like look at the countries, try their little food. After that, we did go to Snow White and waited in line because it was like 30-ish minutes at night. And honestly, I recommend going to Magic Kingdom in the evening and hopping on the rides because they're like no wait. But we go back to the room, and it was my birthday weekend, and I come back and there's a tray that says happy birthday with cupcakes on it, just on my like nightstand. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. And they had
that's such a cool trip. Like,
right?
Now I did not know any of this. So now
I know
why.
To say it for the podcast.
Now I know why that your trip was so special. Because that is incredible. Club level, just getting treated.
Like I was
that's
like,
the princess
guys, did you see the podcast that wasn't out yet? But they had I forget what it's called, but it was just like a little chocolate, like a carved chocolate tower with the like the characters that they just had for us. And I'm like, y'all, this is insane. ADHD moment though, there was a squirrel that ran into our room during
the theming. That's on point. The squirrel came to sing you happy birthday, man. It's Kronk was the one who sent that squirrel to your room
to sing.
Squeak, squeaker, squeaking.
I love Chip and Dale. They're my favorite, and so we were joking like it's their cousin.
They knew.
But yeah,
it's Chip and Dale's rabid cousin.
I got off from the bed and I was going to like, because we were gonna leave, so I was like, oh, I'll grab my ears, So I get off the bed and I walk, and it's literally just a squirrel. And it was like a movie. It's just staring at me. And I literally scream and run to the bathroom and shut the door. And my mom's getting ready. And I'm like, you're not going to believe me, but there's a squirrel in our room. She's like, yeah, there's a squirrel in the room. Sure. I'm like, no, there's literally a squirrel. She's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, deal with it. And she's like, I'll deal with spiders, but a squirrel, what do I do? And I'm like, I don't know. Throw a towel
trap
at
it with a coat and smash it with a hammer.
My God.
Christmas vacation, everybody.
Our floor, our room was on the ground floor. And it was right by the cabins, which are literally, I want to say they're so bad.
I have seen those new cabins. Dude. And I like watched like somebody's hour-long video, like when they released. I really, really, really wanted to stay in those.
Literally, they look
those
so
and the
nice.
Polynesian bungalows.
Yeah, I found out the difference. The bungalows have a pool and the like a private dip pool, and the cabins have a hot tub.
I'll take the cabins.
Really? Because I was saying, I think actually, because it's hot.
You know what? I just thought about that. I'm more of like, I enjoy the cold and I like the hot tub vibe. But you know what? Then it just popped into my head that it's Florida.
Because if it was
I've never been to Florida.
Hot tub. Yep. But when it's humid, the last place I want
maybe
is
I'll take
a hot
the pool.
tub. Yeah,
but I'll take the gator-filled pool.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It literally had signs of like, stay back, gators. And so a squirrel did run in. So that is off topic, but...
no, I'm glad you brought up that off topic, because that doesn't happen often. No, you know what? It smelled that chocolate tower that you got, and you come out and you see it, and the whole backside of it's chewed, and it's just like it's like just cracked out of its mind.
He's like, this is the club level. So that was that day. The next morning, which was the day before my birthday, we did horseback riding at Fort Wilderness. And
that's so cool. I love horses.
So cool.
I have my horseback riding merit badge. So former Boy Scout here. Weird flex, I know, but
dang.
Yep. And it was best time of my life was taking care of the horses, and then we got to ride them for like a day, go camp under the stars, and then ride them back, and it was like it was so cool. So yeah,
see,
I do love horses. Not many people know that about me, but
yeah, I was like, I did not know that. Okay. Yeah, my first experience with horseback riding ever was Disney. I did the Fort Wilderness thing with my best friend Brittany, and so we did it and we really enjoyed it. And so I was like, Mom, we're gonna go. And so we did it, and it's so peaceful just because they do it at like 8 a.m. It's like nice and chilly, at least in like April. The horses are so nice. Mine was a little bit of a menace though. Like I always get stuck with the menace horse.
Did it try biting you?
Last time the horse was just like, because you're in this like, they're waiting for everybody to get ready to go. So you're just like hooked up to the fence. Mine was just like trying to eat the fence. Like
yeah. So kind of like my horse. It kept like turning around, like trying to bite me. Yes! And I was like, hey, yo, stop. And of course, my best friend's just dying laughing. And I'm like, hey, listen.
It's trying to take me out.
Take it easy, all right?
Yeah. And so
I'm not in control of this beast.
It's just crazy. And then when we went the years before with Brittany and I, our horses were right next to each other, but they like were nemesises. Like they hated each other. Like they were always like trying to kick each other and do that. And then this trip, the cast members like, yeah, we try and like put the horses in order of who they like to work with. I was like, not that time. That time you said, I want these girls to fear these horses. But horseback riding was great. That day was a booked and busy day because basically I feel like we've talked about our opinions on Lightning Lane of like if it's worth it or if it's not worth it. Disney World kind of not changed my mind. I think Lightning Lane is worth it at Disney World. I've decided.
That's kind of what I think too.
Yeah.
And then of course I've not been there, but over the years now I sort of feel like that's sort of what I'm gathering is that it's more of like a, you can book it in advance and it just seems like you need it more over there
compared to Disney.
When we go to Disneyland, I mean, of course now we have kids, so we don't even buy it because we're not going on every ride, back to back. And so for us, it's not worth it at the moment, but, I have heard that it's better for Walt Disney World. And that makes total sense. Actually, my mom texted me and she said she got Lightning Lane, but she got it just for the photo pass.
The photo pass.
So I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. But we're not going to have any photographer on this trip. Mm-hmm. The last trip we had like somebody come with us. It was cool. Like a photographer. So I was like, that's a good idea that we're going to have somebody, we can go to all the photo pass
and
locations.
Just get it automatically. No, that's nice.
Lightning Lane is worth it.
Yes. You can get Disney it World. Like 7 days before if you're on property, or maybe it's 2 weeks. I did not, because I was just going back and forth. Girly has flight anxiety, everyone. And so I was doing that whole game of like, do I go? Do I not go? But then we filmed the podcast like 3 days before going. And I was like, I've committed out loud that I'm going to Disney World. I am going. But I didn't book any fast passes prior. And that does come into play because you can do the multi-pass, which is basically like, you can pick one big ride and 3 small rides. And then they have the single pass where it's like Flight of Passage, Rise, Tron, Snow White. There's one more I'm missing, and Guardians. And those book out almost instantly. But the Friday when we got there, I got one for Flight of Passage for Sunday, which was at 9:30, and horseback riding went to 9:15. Oh, and so you
told that horse, giddy up.
I said, we gotta go, babes. And so we rushed to Animal Kingdom, got in Flight of Passage, and that line was 160 minutes when we went on.
Holy
And so
moly.
I was like, this is the best use of my time, like my money.
It's because Epic's not open yet.
Because, right, it's like they have something. So 160 minutes was kind of crazy, but I was able to do that. And then my lightning lanes were for the Navi River journey and the safari and then the Everest ride. I did not know this, and I need to make this clear because I feel like I've heard also multiple families not know this. On the app, it says pick up to 3 rides. In my brain, I'm like, this is kind of shitty. You only get 3 rides out of your lightning lane, and it's for whatever park you picked. That's what I was thinking. No, as soon as you scan one of your passes, so I bought for Animal Kingdom, they're different prices. So Animal Kingdom's the cheapest.
Right.
I planned everything. I scan in. It says you can make your next one. I was like, oh, well, that's annoying because there's not a lot of rides here. No, you can use it for any park after that. I did not know that. So I was able to make passes for Hollywood Studios, for Epcot. So it is so worth your money. And there are lightning lanes that are available throughout the day. But so
good information.
Yeah. So do get it.
So you can book 3 in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then
once you use
you use the 3 though, then
just one.
Just one of them.
You just got to scan your first fast pass and then it opens up and you can do every other park.
Oh, gotcha.
So it honestly is quite nice. So we did that, and then that was the day I also got Galaxy's Edge. So it was that ride, what is it called? Not Galaxy's Edge, excuse me. Guardians, Rewind. Such a good ride. It is one of the best. I was getting a little antsy before. I was like, I'm nervous. I haven't been on a roller coaster in a long time.
What song did you get?
September.
Oh,
which is crazy because the girls in front of us were like, I think I know what song we're going to get. It's going to be the Do You Remember? And they're like, what's the name of that song? And they said something about September. I'm like, you guys got it.
You're onto something,
you're
ladies.
You're onto something, girls.
You're very close.
And the funniest part was, it was later in the evening. We had hibachi. I forgot about hibachi. You have to go to Japan and Epcot. It's the best hibachi ever. Since it was my birthday, I treated myself to Wagyu. And it was so good. Yeah. They give you a fancy plate. Everybody else gets just a certain color plate. And then you get this fancy one. So they know you're getting the Wagyu.
A5?
I think so. That's what it was. I have to look at the menu. But it was like the most... I'm pretty sure it was that.
Yeah, if it was like $35 an ounce...
No, it was like... because it was like $90.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had it one time. And it was like... I think we only got like 3 ounces because I think it was like $30-something an ounce.
Yeah.
And so, it was like $90, and it was like a bite and a half. And it was like, that's good. That's all I need.
It's like, it melts in your mouth. It is so delicious. And so we did hibachi. So by the time Guardians came around, we were a little bit nervous because it's like, sometimes I feel nauseous on that ride. Sometimes I don't.
Because you were toasted, weren't you?
Because we just, my God, I was like, guys.
They had the squirt bottle of sake. And
gosh, they didn't do that this time. Sometimes
no flaming onion tower.
They did that. They did Olaf.
Really?
They said Olaf, and then he was. They're like Olaf goes away, and he melted.
What?
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Disney hibachi.
Disney hibachi, and they make it all Disney, so it's very cool. So my mom and I are sitting there, and we're trying to plan. All right, because in the Rewind ride, if you guys don't want to know, but the ride's been out for literally like 2 years. You have row 1 through 10. You go in, and row 1 comes back, so now we're 1 through 10. So the back becomes the front. But you go off backwards. And so if you're going off backwards, whoever's in this back is going to have the most like whiplash. So we're over here sitting like, okay, the back becomes the front. In our brain, the front is closest to the back. So we're like, we're fine. And so we got row 10, and we literally tell the person, we're like, we want the back if possible. She's like, okay, you can do row 10. And so we're like, yes, this is great. And so we go, and we're entering, and as soon as you start to turn, you can see our eyes start to we're like, oh shit. Wait a minute. Wait. I looked to my mom and I'm like, we're in the back. And she's like, no, we're in the front. This is good. I'm like, no, the back. She's like, we miscalculated.
We've made a huge mistake.
And we're there. She's like, well, there's nothing we can do about it now. And so I just closed my eyes and we took off, and it was a great ride, but I was hysterical because we're like, wait a minute, we did it wrong.
Oh no. Which, for those that don't know, the back of any roller coaster is way more thrilling. Hence why I always choose the back. And it might be a little annoying for cast members, but I think that
it's super fun.
The back of the ride is where it's at, because you just get so much more thrill. You're up in the front, sure, you get a good view, and you won't get you won't get spewed on if somebody has an accident. But you just you stop over every,
and you're like already halfway down before you pick up any momentum.
You're already halfway down before the back catches up. So back of the roller coaster for you, every time.
I will say I do that always for Thunder, any of those things. In Credicoaster I've done it before. My only thing is I think it's the whipping in Guardians, you're really whipping around everywhere. And maybe if I'm mentally prepared, but I was going in with expectations of I want minimal whip.
I'm going in the front.
I'm going in the front.
I'm in danger.
It was literally I'm in danger. But it was a great ride. We went home. The Wilderness Lodge was incredible. The next morning was my birthday, and we went to Topolino's, which is at the Riviera Hotel, which is their character dining. It is the best character dining in the world. They have steak and potatoes. It's so good. I have to say, it was a magical moment. I have it written down. The cast members were incredible, and the character performers were amazing. They came around once and they signed all of our stuff. And then my niece was excited to see Daisy. She wasn't there. We were FaceTiming, and I was like, oh, look. And they came around and they all individually waved at her, and we're interacting with her over the phone, which they totally didn't have to because
that's cool.
They've already, passed our table. They were so nice. The cast member was nice. You used to be able to just order whatever options you wanted. Now it's one big thing, but I didn't know that going into it. So I was like, do you have Mickey waffles? And he's like, sorry, you just have to do one. And apparently as he's walking behind, he looks at my mom and he's like, I'll bring them. But I didn't know that. And so he comes back with little Mickey waffles. And I was like, it's the best birthday.
It's a staple.
It's a staple. You can't not have Mickey waffles, especially on your birthday. After that, we went to Epcot. They taste better. Gosh, they're so good. These ones are on sticks.
In Mickey form, they taste better. Yeah. Wait, they're on sticks?
They're little dippers. So you could just dip it. Right?
Whoa.
So functionable. Yeah. So it was elite. We went
Mick on a stick.
Mick on a stick. Ditch the waffle dippers and just Mick on a
Mick on a stick.
Oh God, that's so funny. What did we do next? We went to Epcot. Oh, Drake Bell. Yep. I had Lightning Lane planned.
Another flex. She's going to flex on us.
Guys, prepare. I have one photo and it is his back. I got Lightning Lane planned, and I didn't really want anything at
Hold up.
At Epcot.
His backside. You got a photo of his backside, huh?
He was walking
Hold on.
He's not on the shirt.
Pause.
He was walking away.
Whoop, zoom in. Drake Bell's bending over.
God. What, we're gonna get a cease and desist letter. It was for the Pixar shorts, which I have never done, but I'm assuming you just like watch the shorts. I didn't really want any Epcot lightning lanes. I just wanted Frozen, which I got. So then I went and scanned in, and they're like, it's going to start in 15 minutes. And so we're sitting there, and like by the time like 8 minutes went around, I was like, I don't really want to watch the shorts. I just want to use my pass. So we left, and as we're leaving, literally Drake Bell walks past, and I'm like, we have to go back. I didn't go back because he was with his kid. And so I feel like if celebrities are with their kid, I try and let y'all have the time. That happened with the Kardashians at a churro cart. I did nothing. I just took a mental picture, and I'm happy because the kids deserve to have a normal life.
Respect.
If the kid's alone, I mean, not the kid's alone. Sorry, if the actor is alone, like, woo!
I'm gonna get you.
If it was just Drake Bell, then I would ask to have like a conversation. But like, no. Kids are having a fun time.
I love that philosophy because I have the same mentality when I'm like either at Disneyland or just when I was living in LA, stumbled upon a few celebrities and same thing. I'm not the kind of type that does the selfies or that even talks to them. This one time, real quick here, Johnny Knoxville's kid stumbles, like trips on himself and falls into me as I'm sitting down near Autopia at Disneyland. And Johnny Knoxville comes over and he's like, sorry. And I'm just like, no problem, man. He could have kicked me in the balls and I would have been like totally fine. He's your kid, right? Oh yeah. He could have done whatever to me. Like, love Johnny Knoxville. So yeah, and I didn't like talk with them or anything.
Right, it was
but
just
I love that. Like there's been moments like that where you see a celebrity and I just let them have their piece, you know. I don't want to be the kind of person. Yeah, they're enjoying the park, and if I'm a celebrity, I just want to enjoy the park. I don't want to be like. I want to. It's almost like Disneyland, Disney World. It's our escape from reality.
It should be theirs too.
It should be theirs too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they didn't have a VIP tour guide. He didn't, and so. Not that if like he had a VIP tour guide, but like he was really just on his own with his kid. So I'm like, you go do it. I will say if it was Harry Styles or like Trisha Paytas, then I would have said hello. But they don't have, well, Trisha has kids, but Harry doesn't. But Drake Bell, I'll keep, you know, but.
Well, that's something that we have in common because when we were at Disneyland, not the last time, but the time before that, we were waiting on Soarin', Soarin' Over the World. And we wanted the middle top row, right? So of course the cast members like, oh yeah, that'll be a wait because it's like, best one. Yeah, it's the best one. I don't want to see feet dangling or smell them. And so we're waiting, and it was like, it had to have been like 3 cycles that were standing there. And then it was almost like cast members are like halting everything. Like, okay, we're not even going to, start moving people in. And then they're like, yeah, it's a celebrity. And we were like, oh, who is it? And it was Kim and Courtney.
They're always there.
And it was like, it like didn't even like register in my brain. Like they're so different in person. First of all, the first thought that I had in my mind was how small Kim is.
Short.
Like very small.
Yes.
But it was like, it's almost like weird when you see like a celebrity in person.
They're like, you're a real human.
They're like, whoa, this is like totally weird. And they walked like right up to us because they were coming in through the exit.
Yeah.
And so they were pointed right at us. And then they took the best seat in the house. And I was like, all right. Respect. So like they know, right? They literally took the row and the one that we wanted, and then they loaded people like behind them.
Yeah, but
they took the middle top row, and then I was like, okay, we'll wait like another cycle.
I guess the Kardashians can go in front. Yeah, no, it was who was it? It was Chris, Scott, Kim, maybe not Kim. A bunch of them, but they had all of the cousins there. So it was all of the kids at a churro cart. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I feel like at land. Yeah. Okay. So it was we were waiting for the Christmas parade, and my brother's like, you have to get over here. And so I'm like, okay, odd. And then I go, and he's just like, and I look, and I'm like, and I just wait in line, help for the churros. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of cool when you don't say anything though, and you just like people watch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they like to just feel like normal people at some point.
Absolutely.
But so that happened, and here's the crazy
Let me see the
thing.
picture.
Where's my phone?
The Drake Bell's
Hold
backside.
on, I have to show you.
I haven't seen this photo. While you're looking for that, have you run into any other celebs at Disneyland or World?
Kylie, or was it Kylie and Stormy, or her dad and Stormy, Travis Scott, were on the Thunder Mountain ride with us. And then who else? Cool. I've done like where they had the Thanksgiving Day parade. They had like Olivia Rodrigo when High School Musical, the series was happening. Other than that, not really. I did like a City of Hope concert when I was younger, and I met this guy from Shake It Off or Shake It Up, I believe.
Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake, baby. Where is the gosh darn photo? Here it is,
Drake
everyone.
Bell's team had it deleted from your phone.
No, literally, just
they
him.
literally had like a sniper. Like you were like, oh, he wasn't with the plaid. Yet there's iron sights on your backside the whole time.
They're like, you better delete that man.
Sniper. Yeah, yeah. They've got technology now that can delete photos from like a mile away. So,
but yeah, no, this was him. It's a little kid.
Kind of an aesthetic looking photo, to be honest.
Drake Bell, if you want this photo, it's a cute photo of you and your kiddo.
That's kind of cool.
But,
I mean,
yeah,
kind of creepy that you have a picture of his backside.
Here's the thing: nobody would believe me if not.
I could be anybody.
You know
though.
what? I took a picture of his backside in exchange for not stopping him and letting him go on his way. So
I'd rather somebody take a picture of my backside than.
It's not like I was zooming in and like not saying hello if he wasn't doing stuff. But anywho, this is the thing where people might have opinions, but hear me out. So I was wanting to go on Tron, okay? And I couldn't get a lightning lane for the life of me. And it was my birthday, and I was sitting here thinking, you know what I could do? Which isn't, do as you will. I'm like, what if I'm just really nice to a cast member? It's my birthday. Because I was trying constantly to get a Tron Fast Pass, and it never worked. And I was like, I guess, like, worst case scenario, we can say, like, it glitched out and like it wouldn't let us get a fast pass. It's my birthday. Is there anything you could do? And so in my brain, I was saying like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I was working myself way up.
You con artist.
I was a con artist, guys. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Maybe it'll work. And so we're leaving. And my mom was mentioning how much she liked Guardians. And I was like, well, I should see if there's a Guardians one. I go on the app. There's not Guardians, but there's Tron. And so I click to purchase and I go through everything. It glitches out. And so literally like, my story that I manifested.
You spoke it into existence.
I spoke it into existence. I should have spoken into existence that I would just get
that you would actually get on it.
Get it? But it glitched. And so I'm like, well, I have to finish the prophecy. Like, I have to go to guest services because I'm like, the worst thing they're going to do is tell me no. Like, and so I just went up to them like, hi, I had my little button on, said it's my birthday. I'm like, I don't think this would work. I like, don't try this. Like, this is not a Disney hack. This is not a Disney hack. This was just reality because I probably wasn't going to go ask them. I go up and I explain the circumstances and he's like, oh, I see. Like, do you guys want to go on Tron? A part of me, because I'm a very sarcastic person, a part of me wanted to be like, no. I just wanted to
I'm glad it glitched out.
Like, nah, dog. He's like, well, let me see what I can do. And then he was so nice and he got us 2 Tron passes, which is so awesome. So that was like That's huge, cool. Like it was for any time during that day.
Oh, bonus.
Yeah. So it was just literally whenever you wanted to go.
And that one I hear is like long, like it's like a long queue, right? Because everybody's interested in it, and then it's like a 30-second ride or less or something, and it's
literally
like
30 seconds. Yeah. I would never wait in. If it's single rider, which they don't have, I would never wait in that queue for it. It's literally the fastest ride in the world. So we had that in our back pocket. Remy was we did single rider. And it was just walk on, and we were in the same car, so that was great. We did Frozen.
Oh, I love that when you do single rider. That feels like the biggest hack of all time is like, hey, we did single rider, and then you get seated next to each other, and you're like, yes!
And even if we weren't seated next to each other, Remy was like an hour and a half. I'm like, I don't need to be in the same rat as you.
That's interesting that Disney World it seemed like was it busy, or were there just a few rides that were busy?
So apparently when I did the DVC tour, he showed us like the breakdown of the dates. Like from the 16th through the 20th is as busy as Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm not sure if it's because it's Easter and kids have like, maybe some have a day off, but it was busy.
Maybe spring break,
maybe like pushing it
late spring breakers.
If they want to extend it.
I know when we went to Disneyland, it was the second week of April, and it was packed to the gills. And it was like, I mean, I'm looking around like, what is going on? And then I remember somebody saying like California spring break or something. And I was like, what? Our spring break up here is like
the end of March. Yeah, there's nothing spring about it. It's winter break.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I don't. And I do feel like it was like just kind of the hit rides. It did like dip down. So like Remy got to like 30 minutes at one point, but that was the biggest hack and saved us so much time.
That's cool that you got passes for Tron, though, because that's like, I love
so nice
getting on and off. I mean, especially like you're like, hey, I got this lightning lane, and I was there and back in less than 10 minutes.
Literally. And we had Topolino's, but then it was my birthday, so I wanted to try more food. So I was a little crazy, and I got me saying I'm crazy for ordering a pizza and like taking a bite of it is not that crazy. Whoa, guys! What are you doing on your 26th birthday? Woo! But we also got shaved ice from Japan, which Japan Epcot is maybe one of the best. It was so good. But we went back and that evening did the seats and treats for the fireworks show.
Oh, for Happily Ever After. You did tell me about that.
Yeah. So good. I really recommend doing it. You have a perfect view of even the projections on the castle. It's so worth it. And then after that, we scurried to Tron and did Tron. Such a good ride. I will say it needs to be a little longer.
That's what I'm hearing.
It is 30 seconds long.
I'm like, that is way too low.
Way too short.
Why build a roller coaster ride if it's only going to be that short? It just seems like a waste of money. Like, literally. Can't you like make it a little bit longer? And
like the takeoff takes probably 10 seconds. Like you're going in from the building, you're going up, you're going out, and then you're literally in there for 20 seconds and you're done. And I'm like, for waiting almost 2.5 hours, I would be a little peeved.
Now, I love Tron, and we talked about my love for Tron last episode. Yes, last episode, because we were talking about our dream lands, and I'd love a Tron land.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's so short. Because like, why not? It'd be cool if you started out in a show building and it was like you were on the grid. I know I've not been on the ride, but is it kind of like that in the beginning where you're kind of like on the grid?
It's like you take off and then you enter the grid and then you're going through and you're beating people. Yeah.
Gotcha. See, why can't it do that like 2 more times?
Absolutely, because I get the takeoff needing to be short, like you're trying to get people through, but like they're like Aerosmith is a great example of a good solid length. Like even Thunder Mountain, it's shorter, but Tron was a little the weight, or they needed to like build 2, so the weight could be like half of that, because like I don't think they can get as many people through.
That'd be kind of cool if it was like Radiator Springs Racers, or I guess in Epic Universe now they have
like where it's like maybe a team,
the dueling roller coasters, the Star Duster roller coaster in Epic, and you've got the 2 because it makes sense. Tron, there's like multiple players on the board. That'd be kind of cool,
right?
But yeah, it's a bummer. I'm like, definitely. I still want to ride it because
it's worth it.
I still like Tron, and
that's the thing is like I think the lightning lane is like
hit it when it's slow.
Like rope drop that, but also by the time it's evening, like the park is closing, because the rule is if it closes at 10, you need to be in line at 10.
Oh right.
It's still 90 minutes, and for me, if you guys can pay the lightning lane, yes, it's like $20 a person. I enjoyed it so much more that I didn't have to wait in that line. And we were kind of doing the breakdown where it's like, okay, I paid $20, but if 3 hours of my day, if I divide that by my ticket price, it's going to be more than $20. So it's worth it.
Yeah, there are those rides that are worth it to buy that lightning lane and just get it over with.
Just get it over with.
Who wants to waste an hour and a half or more is in line, unless it's a cool line and you're like, yeah, cool. I like,
you're right.
you know.
Like Guardians, I think that's a cool one. And it was only like 40 minutes at some point. But yeah, that was pretty much the trip. I feel like the highlights for the Epcot was Epcot. Oh, I wrote it down to tell you. Pins are making the biggest comeback ever.
This is what I've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen.
You called it from the first episode.
Yeah, you had mentioned before you got back, I think, or no, maybe it was right when you got back, that pins are back, baby. So
back.
The title of this episode, Pins are back, baby.
Literally.
So I've been waiting because I've seen some videos of some blind bags that people are doing. But take it away because I want to hear about this.
We've talked about how when you go to those boards now, it is like Amazon, eBay pins.
Trash.
They're literally trash fake pins.
Trash.
These ones, I don't know if they went through and they threw out every single pin. And now cast members still say yes to everything, but I have a feeling now they like at the end of the night take off the fake ones. But they're so cute now. They're ones that like are genuine and you know they are. It made me almost want to. I didn't bring my pins because I'm like, I'm not going to trade for fake pins. But now I want to go back with my pin lanyard and actually trade. Because there were some where I was like, I think I texted you, I was like, I want to just go buy a cheap $8.99 pin and just trade it for that. So they're definitely making a comeback. And they're everywhere. They're at every like cash register stand. They're at every guest services place. There were some at like the dining, like quick service places up front. So I think you'll be excited. I'm hoping that when you go to Disneyland, you can see if it's back as well for them. Because obviously I don't know.
I think it is because I thought I saw one of the videos was in Disney World, but then I swear I thought one of them was Disneyland. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's also so much that's going on for the 70th that it's almost overload, but like I love it because we've gone so many times that there's all these new things. And speaking of pins and things to do, they have don't remember what it's called, but it's like the key to Disneyland, I think is what it's called.
Key to the Magic or something.
Yes, I sent that one to you, and you go to all the different lands and it like unlocks a piece of it. It's like this giant key. And then at the end, there's a 1 of 9 pin, I think it is. Ooh. So there's actually a pin inside of the key. That's the whole point. So you go to all the different lands and it unlocks a part of the key. And then at the very end, there's a mystery pin. And so I'm like,
you have to do that.
A, I want to know what these pins look like.
Right.
And then B, I want every single one of them.
Now you gotta keep doing it.
I'm like, but it's so funny because we had mentioned, I think in the first episode, we were talking about pins and how I really feel like there's something there that needs to be done. And it's now happening. It's so like exciting. We are the Nostradamus of Disney because
it's Buzz too.
We were talking about Buzz, and Buzz is now getting upgraded, and it's like, okay, these episodes haven't even hit the internet, and they're like they're already making changes. Our phones are bugged.
Even Snow White, when we said like they need to stop making live action movies, that was one of my notes today. They've stopped live action movie productions. Yes. So I feel like we manifest it. Hey, if we're being bugged and now the things we're saying, can you at least watch episode 3 that comes out where we give really good advice about the lands? Like, please.
Hopefully that episode ages well.
I want to come back in like 5 years and be like, here it is.
Here's the proof.
We called it.
Here's what we came up with in 24 hours.
Right.
Like and not even like I put like maybe an hour's of thought.
I was going to say, I was like procrastinating homework like, yeah. But no, pins are making a huge comeback. I haven't found myself like looking at pins and actually like sitting there and be like, I'd want that, but no, like I genuinely did. I bought a little Chippendale pin to add to my collection, so
to remember the
that squirrle homie, me and you. I saw a squirrel on my walk today, and I was like, he followed me home.
He's in my space.
But yeah, that was pretty much the trip. It was really nice, a really nice, relaxing trip. I miss it. It was like so weird. We've talked about it a bit where I feel like Disneyland feels so like home, like it feels so comfortable there. Disney World really feels like a big vacation that was like you have the reservations for the meals and it's like so big, it's like a whole event. And so it was really nice to experience that. And so now I'm just really manifesting, if everything we manifest on the podcast comes to light, that there will be a PHP Walt Disney World trip soon, because it's just so good.
I'll get it on film, live reaction.
Right, live reaction. Like, imagine that. And like we can bring the camera. We can do a Park Hypers video live from... There's this quiet area.
I know and this is the reason why I haven't been to Disney World yet, is because this has to get going. And then it's like everybody wants to see the live reaction.
We should make a goal. Like, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, because that's substantial that we go.
Just 1,000 though, guys?
Then maybe
Come
10,
on. I know we can do better than that.
What about... I feel like 10,000.
10,000 feels like I would definitely do it. 10,000 feels good.
I feel like 10,000 on YouTube, or 100,000 on TikTok.
That's like 2,500 followers per family member in my household right now. That feels right.
See, there you go. And on YouTube,
yeah, no problem.
So guys, if you haven't,
you know what?
Subscribe.
Should I commit to that?
We should commit to that. 10,000.
A Disney World trip. 10,000.
10,000.
All right, I'm committing right now.
Committing to that.
I'm committing.
Commit to the bet.
I don't think my wife will have a problem with this.
I think Caitlin would be like, she said 1,000.
I think, that's exactly right.
Caitlin's over here making
like,
1,000 accounts. She's like, subscribe.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 11 o'clock at night.
None of your business.
I got to come up with another email handle.
So please subscribe so we can all go to Disney World, because 100,000 that's a big milestone. Sorry, 10,000.
Yeah, hey,
we committed to the bit at 10,000.
Just add another zero.
Just add another zero. Yeah, so please subscribe. But that was my Disney World trip, so I'm really manifesting the success and fun of Disney World for us.
Me too.
Yeah.
Did you go on Rise of the Resistance?
I did not. I did put our theory to the test. Rise of the Resistance, you had to buy an individual fast pass, and since I've gone on it so many times at Disneyland, I was like, if it's short.
Yeah.
But it was not short. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is better at Disney World. I was able to compare.
Is it really?
You should go on Disney, or when you go to Disneyland, take a mental note of like, and you already mentioned like when you had Lily, like you had to hold on.
Man.
This was literally like, la, la, la. Like, you're just going around. There's no like, oh my God,
really?
Hold on. Yeah. And like when you're in the tornado scene, you know how you're like actually like, da, 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 and you have to hold on to your hats and everything.
Yeah.
This was just like, woo.
Well, that was the scene. My daughter, so she was 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it like rocked her to her core.
Yes.
She was like, the tornado. And it was like, honey, it's not a real tornado.
Yeah, but no, they put
she's
the whole
like
tornado
kind of
into
like, I like scared of that part. Like that really like scared her.
It's very overstimulating.
And I'm like, it's okay. Like we're okay. But yeah,
so the Disney World one,
after that ride, it was a lot of tornado talk after that. So like, it's all right, honey. And then she kept asking about like tornadoes, and we're like, is a tornado gonna go? Honey, like we're not like, you know,
we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, exactly. We're not in Tornado Alley, so I think we'll be okay.
But so I did test that out, but
so it's smoother over there.
Way smoother.
It's not as like,
which I assumed it was, because I remember going on it at Disneyland. I was like, this is crazy. I did not remember it being that crazy, but yeah.
Do you think it has something to do with space? Is it more spaced out?
It's the same exact like size.
What are they? Yeah.
Like it's literally the exact same. It's how
Goofy
to explain it is like, if you were to
Disneyland.
compare the smoothness of Rise to Mickey and Minnie's at Disneyland, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Rise is pretty smooth. There's some parts where it's a little jerky, but like compared to Mickey and Minnie's, like at Rise, I'm not like holding on because I'm going all over the place. It really resembles Rise, like very smooth, or like the Remy ride. I think maybe because they just were doing it maybe so often with the Remy Rise and this. It's just the trackless coaster really worked there. I don't know what Disneyland is. I'm interested.
Yeah,
so.
no, I do vividly remember the herky jerkiness, because I remember taking my feet and like planting them because I'm holding a 2.5-month-old baby, and I did not expect how like fast that ride was going to go. So I remember like planting my feet in the corners of that ride because I was going side to side so much. Yes,
and you would not have to do this. Obviously, it's like coming. You know, the tornado you move, but it was so much smoother. I was like, this was nice. So yeah.
Also props to that ride. It's just I love those Mickey shorts, and
so good.
Seeing it in person and experiencing like a ride for the first time was incredible.
Right.
And also, now you can confirm or deny this, but I have heard that the queue in Disneyland is
so much better. So much better.
Good, because I love how they pay homage to all the different shorts.
So sad they don't do that in
love
Florida.
That. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Potato Land.
Right,
and
Potato
Land!
Land!
Potato. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love those Mickey shorts.
I love them.
They need to make a comeback. Paul Ruddish, I think, is the person who does it. They need to get that guy back because
they are good.
I'm sorry, I might have butchered that last name. Sorry, Paul. But they need to bring that series back.
It
100%.
was so good.
If we're going to speak anything into existence,
Boom.
They need to bring back those Mickey shorts.
They need to also bring back the House of Mouse. Okay. Sorry.
Let's do it.
Like it just
we're talking about House of Mouse last episode.
Literally.
For those that don't know, look it up on YouTube.
So good,
because I think that's the only place you can find it.
Yeah, I'm shocked it's not on Disney Plus.
Why is it not on Disney Plus?
I don't know. It literally is Disney.
Bring
it back. But the queue is like they had some movie ride, and so it literally is like you walk in. Most of it's outside if it's long, and then you walk in and it's just like a red velvet drapes, and you just walk in and that's it. There's like nothing. There are some posters now that I think about it.
Shame.
You know, like when you walk down the hall and there are those posters with the like there are some of those, I believe some of those shorts posters, but that's it. Nothing cool like you have the Disney.
Yeah, you have like the Sorcerer Mickey section.
Yeah, the ghosts. Yeah, no. So that queue, that one is one that if you were to wait in line, I actually recommend to do it if it's reasonable because that's nice.
We did wait in that queue, and it was nice to stop and look at everything because it's like I think it was like maybe a 40-minute wait, but it did not feel like a 40-minute wait. And that's also a queue where you're constantly walking, and for some reason, just psychologically, those queues do not feel as long as other queues when you're just standing there. You're
at least looking at something, and even if you think about reading it, you read it and that a minute went by and you're like, all right, on to the next thing. Yeah, no, those ones are pretty good. And there's like music and dancing. It's a good vibe for that queue.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But
good trip.
That was Disney World. Great trip. Now we're back to reality, but
sad.
It's sad.
And now the counter begins for the next one.
The thing is, I don't have a counter. You are the next one.
I know.
And see, now I'm going to like live through you though, because it's like, what do I do now? Like they gave you a little deal where it's like, book your Disney resort 7 days after checkout and you get this huge discount. I'm sitting over here like,
ooh, wait, this is interesting. I've not heard about this before. How much of a discount is it?
Get this. Please get us to 10,000 subscribers I think I have 4 days left of the deal. But also, annual pass holders get really good discounts. Ready? The Wilderness Lodge, like just standard room, or I'll just go with a villa because if we're going as a team, a villa, right? A one-bedroom villa at Wilderness Lodge, which is one of the highest rated hotels, $500 a night. That's it.
For a villa. And
it's normally $1,000.
I was just going to say, it's just knowing Disneyland rooms, it's got to be way more
And then
than
if you want to go to Animal Kingdom, it's $430.
Wow.
For a one-bedroom villa.
That's a really good discount.
And then their rooms go for like $330. But I'm like, for $100 more, I'm going to get a villa.
That's cool that they offer a discount if you book within a window for your next one.
They know that people are going to get hooked. But thankfully, the pass holder deals are like 45% off. So it's quite substantial still.
Oh, okay. So if you have an annual pass,
they have like really good deals throughout the year where it's like book from here to here and you get like 35 to 45% off.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty iconic.
And there's also tons of deals because Epic is opening up next month.
I did not get
May
Universe.
22nd. Yeah, no. I was gonna say, you're getting showered with with princess treatment.
Disney
they're like,
knew.
Listen, we're
gonna lose her.
Yeah, we're gonna lose her. We gotta shower with gifts.
Literally.
Bring the squirrel in.
Call me Snow White, babes.
Yeah,
no. Epic Universe did not get to go, but
I was gonna ask if you got to sneak in on that.
But see,
one.
that's why I'm plotting I have 4 days to plot, guys. We'll see the next episode if I plotted. But it also would be cool to go to Epic Universe. I feel like if we can manifest as a team, because how cool would that be to really like appreciate the land and not just like going. So like, guys, again, hit subscribe. But yeah, that's pretty much my Disney recap. The only other thing I had to note was just that they were pausing Tangled, the live action, which
I saw that.
I know I'm going to sound hypocritical here because I have preached that I kind of hate the live action movies, but I think Tangled is a great one to do live action because the characters can, like, again, I was wanting the evil queen to be like Mother Gothel. But also maybe if they can't do it well, they shouldn't do it.
I agree.
And they didn't make a lot of money with Snow White, so fair enough.
It did. It didn't do that well, and I think that you're absolutely right. If you can't do it justice, don't do it at all. I was really hoping for like Sabrina Carpenter as like
no, see, that Rapunzel. Is the reason why I'm kind of disappointed, because there was all those like people cast better than Disney cast sometimes. They had like Sabrina Carpenter in there. I'm forgetting who else was, like Flynn Rider. Such a great cast that I was really hoping it would happen. But speaking of cast, did you see JoJo Siwa's audition for Rapunzel?
No, I did not.
Yeah, she was on Celebrity Big Brother, so somebody's posting for her. It was like, since it's not going to be made, here's my like audition tape that I sent in.
Okay, maybe I did see. I just don't remember it. But
I might have blocked it out.
Maybe I blocked it out.
Have y'all seen it? Really would be rooting for like Sabrina Carpenter. Somebody did comment though, she would be a great Vanellope if they did a Wreck-It Ralph live action. And like her energy, I could actually see it in that moment.
Well, it's like striking while the iron's hot, right?
Yeah,
it's like okay, she's at the top of her career. She's a Fortnite character, right? I mean, that's it. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not joking.
Sabrina Carpenter is she's a Fortnite character.
Absolutely right now, like.
And she gives such princess energy. I don't know. Her acting skills I would need to see because she's a little sassy for Rapunzel.
True.
She is a little like edgy. I feel like she gives like Elsa vibes a little, or like, I don't know. She's a little Tangled. I mean, Rapunzel feels a little bit like more like, haha, carefree.
Yeah, she's a little like
but they act ditzy. But Sabrina Carpenter can act. So, girl, I want to see you as Rapunzel. Yeah.
Maybe
if it happens.
Maybe they'll change their mind.
They're just
waiting for her to sign the paperwork.
They're waiting for her to
quit singing espresso and come work.
You're working late because you're an actress.
Yeah, exactly. Change it up, girl.
Change it up, girl. Yeah, but that's all I got.
Well, Revenge of the Sith came out today.
Yes.
Lilo and Stitch is coming out soon.
I'm so excited for that. Wait, when does it come out?
May something. Probably the same day that Epic Universe comes out.
I was just going to say, I'm actually going to live check this, guys, because you said Epic Universe opens on May 22nd. And why does Lilo and Stitch sound like
I think it also opens on
2025
on May 22nd. Also, I've been getting April and May confused. This, like, for some reason I thought Epic was opening this month.
That would have been
great.
And
it's like, no, it's next month.
We got one more month. Yeah.
Yes. And we were talking about Disney trips, the countdown. I've been on the countdown for months now, but yes, we're within 1 month. And I'm so excited. And
I'm so excited for you.
You know
guys.
how you said that your Disney World trip was like a little bit different than other trips that you've been on? Like you were doing different things. That's kind of like what our Disneyland trip is going to be.
Those are the best.
So I'm doing things that we don't normally do. And I'll name a few. Or things that are like on my list, you know, that we haven't done as a family. Now that we have kids and now they're like at certain ages, right? Tom Sawyer's Island.
Ooh,
normally you don't even think about it. Nobody thinks about it.
Yeah.
But I recently saw a video of somebody just walking around it, and it is so cool. It's like piratey, and there
is
are
that the new
interactive
is that where, like,
bits.
Tarzan's treehouse was?
It's on the island.
Okay.
The Phantasmic Island. So you like hop across, and then it's like there's like a whole trail and caves and treasure and
That's
pirates. Cool. And I just thought how cool that'd be to let her run around and explore that, because there's interactive things that you can do.
Oh, that's sweet.
So
it's
there's
not just
that.
like Jungle Gym.
And then also the Swiss Robinson Family Tree House.
Yes.
Now that it's all remodeled, so doing that as well. That's also like a walk past it. You know, when it was Tarzan's treehouse, like maybe you'd walk up it every once in a while, but you're like, nope, been there, done that. Now with kids, it's like, hey, let's do the unorthodox things or the little kid things.
Have
right?
fun running up there. I've seen some. It's fun when you're in the Pirates line and you see kids sprinting up, and then it's the parents like, I've got it. I can see it now.
Probably gonna be me. And then I really want to do the Main Street portraits.
Yes.
I really want to get the silhouettes of all four of us.
You guys have to do that.
I did it when we were kids, and like with our parents when one of the last times we went, and it's cool. I can remember it hanging up in our stairway.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
It was like, you know, we pass it every time you go up or down the stairs, and so I'm like, I kind of want one of those from our family.
It's super popular now. I feel like it blew up on TikTok.
I've seen a lot of videos
right?
of it.
Like there's usually a line now, and before you would just walk past.
There's 2 locations now.
Really?
Yeah, there's the original one, which is further up on Main Street on the right, and then I just saw a video like not too long ago that there's one more towards the entrance of Disneyland. So
really?
Yep. So we're gonna test that theory out.
Oh yeah.
But then there's going to be like all the 70th anniversary stuff going on. So, you know what? I just remembered what I was going to put down.
Oh.
The 70th anniversary, or maybe it's not the 70th, but just new food launched. It was like, hey, here's what's coming out. Like the foodie guide. And I'll be honest, not a lot of the items got me really intrigued, but a couple of them did.
Some of them
did you see
elite.
You saw it?
I saw pictures of it, but I don't like if you name some. There was one with, I don't know if it was a s'mores thing, but there was some marshmallow madness happening, and I'm all about marshmallows.
Yep. It sounds familiar. Maybe that was one that I kind of was like,
iffy about.
The 2 that I'm really excited about, which I get excited about every time that we're there, are the beignet flavors.
Yes.
And so the last time we were there, which was last August, they had a peach flavored beignet, which tasted exactly like the peach ring gummies, which, if you know me, those are like my absolute favorite.
Elite.
And so it tasted just like that. And I was like, okay, this is pretty darn good. The flavor that is going to be there when we go is pineapple.
Ooh.
Which, if you know me as well, I've been really into like the tropical flavors lately.
Okay.
Pineapple and coconut. And pineapple and coconut are like the leading flavors in like most of these things. So
I feel like that would be such, like if they did beignets in Alani, like that's what they would do.
That's
like
what
the
they would do.
pineapple. Like that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like I could see it now. Like a pineapple beignet with like a coconut dipping sauce.
Yes. But they don't do beignets there.
They don't.
I mean, they do plenty of other amazing things, but you're going to have to go and report back.
There was a Dole Whip one too, and I think it was
I think I saw the Dole Whip one.
Oh, was it pistachio or matcha? Maybe it was pistachio, but I was like, oh my gosh, I need that one.
Do you like pistachio?
I do. I love pistachio. And then there was a coconut cheesecake at the Jolly Holiday, I think it was.
But they can't steer you wrong.
I know, no, Jolly, you can't go wrong with Jolly Holiday. And I feel so unprepared because I should have looked at every single one of these. But yeah, lots of new food items coming. And so I'm really excited about that.
They nail the food. That's the one thing why I think I love going during like special seasons like October through December, because all of like the food carts are out or they have seasonal items. So that is one huge pro of anytime something special is happening at the parks, because the food is literally top tier. Yeah. And they have some dining. I think I saw some dining packages, but I'm not exactly positive. But there was a Disney walking tour for the 70th anniversary.
Oh yeah. I did see that. We are doing the Lily Bell tour.
Yay.
Which I've never done. So it's kind of like checking off one of those,
it's so
just
good.
My Disneyland checklist. And it's like, okay, I'll get to check that off. And then we're doing the Tomorrowland
Terrace.
viewing package,
like the fireworks
which
show?
you suggested.
Yes.
Because I'm
was really hoping it's great.
I know, me too. So we're doing it on the last day that we're there, and I'm so excited for it.
That's a perfect send off.
Yeah, it's the perfect send off. That's exactly what I was thinking. Hopefully it's not windy.
Yeah.
The only downside is that you don't get the view of the castle, but I feel like not having to elbow people for a viewing spot and getting to sit, and then having our, like, just with kids, I feel like I'm more excited about that than fighting the hordes on Main Street.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the lightning lane thing. It's like comparing, what are our options? Like, it would be great to see the projections on the castle, but you have to be very up close to be able to see them. It's like the reality of that is like you're going to be sitting there for hours and
that is what I thought.
Time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying, is like when you have kids, like you just, okay, what are we going to do?
Sit here?
Like stand here for an hour and a half. And I was just like, no, let me go ahead and get this package. Actually, that's why it reminded me, I forgot to ask you about your package at Disney World. That sounds like fun. So where are you seated for the Disney World one?
I'm trying to think of what a good comparison would be, because it's obviously a different layout. It's kind of like if you were seated at like the Plaza Inn at Disneyland, because you walk in, it's at the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant. So you have, like, you go down Main Street, there's the big, quad, and then there's a bridge to Tomorrowland, and the castle's right here, very massive. So you sit here and you have a direct view of the castle, but the castle is so massive and there aren't a lot of trees. The only thing that's cuts off is like kind of the stairs that lead up to it and the big archway entrance, but everything else you can see. So that's it's really like cool. A direct viewing. Like, there's pretty much nothing better, because the con too is if you sit too close to the castle, you can't really see everything how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
And so this was a perfect thing. It's not framed. This is like the fireworks are all there. I'm just all about ease at this point. I'm getting old.
Same.
I don't have it in me to wait in those lines. I don't have it in me to, like, I will enjoy it so much more. Yes, I might not see everything perfectly, but like, I didn't have to wait. And I'm an impatient person.
That's exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you just think about, logistically speaking, you're like, okay, I only have so many hours of my day, and how many of those are going to be just like waiting for stuff? And it's like, okay, like it, if you have kids, they're not going to want to stand around and wait. And that's like why I bought that Tomorrowland package, is because you have your spot saved, and then you can walk around. You can go on rides.
If you have a fast pass, go on it. The ride's short, go.
We could walk around. It's like, and then you just come back when it's right before, right?
Yep,
I mean,
right
it doesn't
before.
matter, because you
check
literally
in
have
at like
a reserved
7
spot.
or something, and if fireworks aren't until 9:30. They'll feed you your dinner and do that, and you can go as you please. It's unlimited drinks. They have your desserts for you. They have little games. The cast members play like a little headbands game where it's like guess the character. It's just so and like once you're up there, you just kind of want to vibe. It's kind of like people watching when you and especially if you're ending on it, I have a feeling that you guys will just want to be up there and just take it all in, because if you did it the first day, I feel like there would be a lot of like, I want to go on a ride. I want to go on a ride. But that is just so nice. And it's just another Disney experience that you'll be able to check off your list. And it's one that like I don't do often, but if it was kind of like we were talking like at Disney World, I do the firework things there. Probably for the 70th, I would try to get it, because it just, especially for a big group of people, that you're going to be able to see it. And it's still beautiful with the Matterhorn as the background.
When you showed me your photos and videos of it, I was like, okay,
Sold.
I'm gonna do it. And it's like, it's a new perspective of Disneyland. Yeah. And there's something about those hidden gems that I love the most, where it's like you go somewhere and it's like I'm seeing the park from a different perspective, and it almost just makes it like new. Like even though you're just elevated, but it just like it. I saw your photos and I'm like, wait, this is cool. This looks like a totally different angle. And it is framed pretty darn well with the Matterhorn and everything.
It's pretty good. It's like the Matterhorn. I'll put a picture like a Matterhorn and then House of Fireworks. I'm happy you've touched on that, because it sounds silly, but even when we were there and we've stayed at the Wilderness Lodge before, we had no clue they had a club level that was up top. And you can see the lounge now. If you walk into the lobby, you can see the people up there. It's like these whole different new perspectives, because even if I didn't know the Tomorrowland Terrace was there, I would just walk through Tomorrowland and like not wonder what's that big thing with the chairs.
Yep.
And so it is cool, kind of like when you unlock it, you know, you've unlocked the map, and so now when you walk past it, you'll be like, oh, remember we did the fireworks. It's just so cool, and I love doing that.
I still can't believe that you got club level.
You're telling me, dude.
I've been dying to go on a Disney cruise, and when you look at like the club level, it's like double the price, and you're like,
that was the thing, because we definitely would not pay for that, like how it is just like booking the room in advance, and it's like $1,100, and we paid less than half that. More than half that, sorry.
You would post the video of your club level, and then I would be the person to comment, oh, you rich.
You rich, yes.
That's like my favorite comment on every video.
You rich. No.
Oh, you rich.
The club level saved us monies, because literally you don't have to pay for food.
It's the food and drink.
And if you had kids, like, I'm sorry, it would be so worth it. I want to tell you all to ask if they have upgrades for club. I'm going to tell y'all when I'm there, so don't do it during those times.
Slip them some money.
Money.
We don't get paid that much when we're in the Disney College program.
They say you have to say no 3 times, and on the 3rd time you can say yes, and you're supposed to turn it in.
Interesting.
Do what you will with the coin.
That is not what they told us at Disneyland.
Really?
They said, heck no. You don't take nothing.
Well, because
nothing.
The first time I went
was
there,
offered a churro by strangers, and
I would have taken the churro.
I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I like these 2 kids were awesome, and I'll probably dive into this in my Disney College program experience, because it was really cool. But these 2 kids were like, they like wanted to hang out with me, and they went and got me a churro, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
You gotta
like,
put guests first.
I can't like accept anything. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. And trust me, I was working and I'm hungry.
Rip that name tag off.
And I'm eating like the most basic gruel ever to get by. And I really wanted it. And then it was funny because I think I asked my manager, I was like, no, these 2 kids it's crazy. They wanted to give me a churro. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And then he's like, oh, you could have taken that. And I go, shut up.
Wait, you could have?
I could have.
Why?
According to him,
it was food?
According to him, I could have taken it if I would have eaten it backstage. So I was like,
oh, so if you would take it backstage and eat it.
Yeah, if I I was like, oh, thanks. And then, horked it down.
Darn it, kids, if you see Garrett in the strip, bring him the churro.
In the back of the Plaza Inn.
Dang, no, because the first time I was going, my college program story will be a topsy-turvy one. The first time I moved to Florida, I wasn't really even in the college program, but I made friends who were all doing the college program. And so I was like, okay, great. I'm just going to go get a job at Disney World because the hours are better. The pay is better. And I was going to be a lifeguard. And
That's what I wanted to be.
What?
This is crazy. I wanted to be a lifeguard.
No way.
When I applied for it, that was because when you go through the program, they say like pick what you want, or like your top pick or your middle pick and your absolutely least pick.
Like absolutely not.
And I wanted to be a lifeguard.
That is crazy talk. My tops were bippity boppity boo, merchandise, and I don't know why I wanted to be a lifeguard, but I remember
my top was also bippity, but no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you go make those nights. But I was going to be at the cabanas, working the cabanas. And so they went over because at the cabanas, they would tip because, they rent these out. And so they told us where it was like 3.
You mean tip money, Lagoon. Not tip over. Oh,
yeah. It was going to be at Typhoon Lagoon was where my location was going to be. And so they gave me, they're like, people will try and tip you, have to say no. But on the 3rd time you can take it, and we recommend turning it in. And I'm like, guys, turn it in?
Turn it into my bank account.
I'm like, sorry, y'all don't need to know. But I ended up not doing that role. So that's.
I'm excited for your DCP.
Yeah, I was like, I can't say anymore.
I really want to hear about your DCP. I want to talk about my DCP.
I know we need to do that.
But I'm doing this live. I think our next episode, or maybe not our next episode, but in the future, I want to know what people want to hear first. Yes. And I've been thinking about some episodes. I really want to talk about our DCP experience. I also want to talk about our Club 33 experience and the time the time where I got engaged to my best friend, my wife, at Club 33. I'm thinking about that one. I'm thinking about DCP, but I want to hear from the fans which one they want to hear first.
Right.
Are there any, are you thinking, I'm doing this live here.
No, I think the DCP ones I know we need to do. But I feel like the storytelling ones are so fun, and that's a good story. And I feel like I've not heard it recently. Like I know like you guys, like you proposed there, but I feel like there's so much Disney magic in that story that it's one to hear.
It's a fun one.
I'm trying to think if I have some stories from like Disney Paris with like my friends. That would be like a little like throwback thing, but like, yeah, you guys just let us know what you want to hear because we got plenty to talk about. Yeah, vote if you would like DCP or
Club 33.
Club 33 story.
Rhymes on accident. I didn't plan that.
Club 33. Dr. Seuss. Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat. I think I want us to do the DCP story because the thing is we don't really know a lot about each other's stories, and I feel like that would be really entertaining.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That's a long one too.
A long one.
Okay, well, I got some topics that I want to talk about.
Hit us with it.
Revenge of the Sith. We got to go. Bye, guys. Just kidding.
See ya.
I got to get my suit on and my clone trooper helmet.
Bring your lightsaber to guide your way.
My gosh.
I'm really manifesting.
I so want to go see it. So I was looking at local theaters and, well, not local to us, but, you know, the big ones, because I really wanted to watch it in IMAX.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it would be it's not.
What is it in?
It's not. It's regular, which, you know.
I think it's like regular, or didn't you say it has to be like the 4D experience?
I thought I saw that it was like it's only 4D, but now it's like, yeah, movie theaters, AMC's, Regals, like worldwide. But yeah, I really want to see it. Like, I want to. I don't think I'm really trying to remember. I don't know if I went and saw it in theaters when it came out.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. I remember, and this was a while ago, but I remember one of my friends and his dad is big into Star Wars too. And I remember they went to like the midnight release, which back in the day, you actually waited till midnight.
None of this 8 p.m. on a Thursday.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. In the day, the day, but now it's the day before at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was at midnight. And of course, back in the day, we're in school. So it's like, I'm not going to get out of this. So, you know, I remember him coming to school and it was like, how was it, dude? I got to know everything about it. You know, it's like,
oh yeah. Cause it was new then.
Yes, it was totally new.
Oh dang.
And so I remember that, but I don't actually remember whether or not I saw it in the theaters or not, which is
so this would be
depressing.
like healing your inner child by seeing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
I love that.
And I have a Regal gift card, so
go use it. If anything, concessions. Get that zipper. I actually don't know how much it is, but like I heard it was expensive. No, one of my friends, I don't know, she and I did the college program together. I saw in her story and she like, it was a screenshot of a text message and it was just like, I get to see Anakin shirtless tonight. And I'm like, fair enough, girl.
Hey.
Anakin on the big screen.
Hey. Oh, hey.
I was like, girl, you know what you're after. I love it.
Anakin shirtless or Kylo Ren shirtless? Insert.
Oh,
Kylo Ren.
Not the block.
Not the block.
Not
yes.
the oh my god.
Kylo Ren
I
meme.
forgot about him being. It was the high-waisted trousers.
Yes.
And it was just like.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam Driver.
I'm a big Adam Driver fan.
Love him. He's great. I was obsessed with Kylo Ren during the whole thing. Now I'm not as obsessed, but like I love him. Yeah. He's talented.
He's a bad boy, right? That's why you like him.
See, and it really kind of fits the vibe. The red is kind of giving. I mean, nobody hears of it. Hiddleston is a villain, and I don't know about Harry. And you know, I'm sure they're all bad guys in their heart. So why I like them?
Bad boys for life.
Bad boys for life.
Speaking of Star Wars, Lego Star Wars has been just hot right now, and I got to admit, I just want to buy everything. It's ridiculous. We're gonna review Legos, you know, at some point on this channel. Just wait for it because I'm gonna snap, and then maybe these podcasts in the future will just be building Legos and talking.
Honestly, I would be down for it because I really want this. I now have access to I have a big girl job now. I want the Avengers Tower so bad.
That's a cool one.
I don't care if we're live streaming while we're building it, but like we gotta have a reason to.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's nice.
I love how many minifigs it has.
Yes.
That's one of those sets that I love it just because of like it has all of the characters on it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
There's I have a bunch of Legos right behind this camera, but they have and I was a big Jango Fett guy growing up. Like I loved the Clone Wars and Boba Fett and Jango Fett. Like Boba Fett, obviously when I was a kid, but then I, into my teenage years, like, oh, Boba Fett's cool. Or Jango Fett's cool, right? And so I have Jango Fett Slave One, which all of these years later I put back together. It's a valuable Lego. It was a $40 Lego when it came out. Built and out of the box with dust on it is like it's like $500 right now, and in the box I think it's like a $750 Lego.
Guys,
so it's
investments here.
Yeah, it is exploded in price.
Shoo!
And in May they're coming out with a Jango Fett helmet, which I have Boba Fett's helmet, and I kind of want the Jango Fett one. And then they're also doing a UCS Jango Fett starship. Dang. So like, a 3,000 piece, like really like the ultimate collector series, the UCS. It's like, it looks so good, but my wallet just can't handle it. So, but actually here's the thing. We're going to be in Disneyland and you know how they have the Lego store in downtown Disney?
Downtown Disney.
I've told myself secretly in my
girl
head,
math it,
that if it's there at that Lego store, I mean,
it's a trip.
It was meant to be.
It was part of the trip budget, not like a other budget.
Exactly.
Dang.
So yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff that's coming out that makes me just want to shut up and take my money.
Say,
like,
do you take Apple Pay? My cousin and uncle are also like that whole family is big Star Wars fans, but they got the massive Millennium Falcon, like the big boy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if that ever is going to get finished. I'm like, buy it, but build it because I'm eager to see it. And they keep making progress on it. And whenever I see it, I'm like, we're getting closer. But there are so many pieces to that. It's insane.
Those are wild.
Yeah.
I have not built like one of those Legos where it's just like it, I think the biggest Lego I built, maybe it took me like 6 hours to build.
I like those.
Maybe it was like 3 hours in total that it took me. Actually, it took me longer than I thought. I do have the Nightmare Before Christmas town set.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. I want my wife to build that one though, because she's not built Legos before.
That's a good one.
And I did get the lighting kit for that one.
You're not to tell me how that is, because we got it for my sister-in-law for her 30th birthday because she's obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas. And I've seen the sets on Amazon and they're like cool.
Yeah. Ours is Light My Bricks.
Yep.
And the reason why I got that one is because there is an actual green pulsating light in Jack's tower when he's doing the experiment. And it's like, interesting reaction. But what does it mean? And
so
it's like,
cool.
his tower like glows green. And so I was like, I bought it just for that feature alone. So
yeah, I didn't know that Legos like were so cool. I got into Marvel and then I was like, I'm buying everything. I have Thor's hammer. I have the, what is it called? The gauntlet. I have so many Legos I have not built. My friend got me like the big like square where you like put each Lego in and it like builds Iron Man.
Oh yes.
Yeah, not done that. You did give me that probably in 2021.
Hey, I'm so guilty of that.
The issue is I fell in love with Marvel 2021 or 2022. I may be wrong. So it was birthday, Marvel Legos, and then Christmas, Marvel Legos. And I can only build so much. And also my issue is like, I don't know what to do with them because I was like buying the Marvel Legos where it was like, kind of, I feel like more for kids where they're going to play with them. I'm like, I have the Iron Man where it's his different suits. It's still in the box because I'm like, where am I going to put this?
Speaking of which, I think you sent me the new Iron Man
one.
Looks
yes.
really good.
It looks so good. I'm so much more down to buy it now because when you said it is like the helmet ones.
Yes.
Because in the picture, it looks like it is maybe this tall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have an issue paying $80 for that or whatever the price was.
I know, I think it looks pretty big.
But when it's like the helmet, I was like, no, that's like a nice one. So I definitely would want that. And that's a perfect one to like set on a bookcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if they're going to have a light kit for that one, because how cool would it be to have like his reactor.
Oh my gosh, I want that
up.
so bad.
That'd
I think they
pretty
have
cool.
I thought I saw one for the gauntlet where the stones actually glow.
Ah, that'd be cool
Yeah,
too.
so there's some pretty cool ones out
Yeah,
there.
the lighting kits take them to a whole
right
another level.
Especially the nightmare one. That's like a whole scene now. Yeah. Love it.
We need to I think that's a great idea. What do you think? We'll build Legos and we'll just sit here and
Honestly, yap.
gossip.
Like, that's what I'm here for it. So maybe you go on your trip, find a Lego.
I'll buy the
I'm
Lego.
going to go to my spare closet, and it's my mini Lego store, and pull one that I have. Because whenever I see a Lego now, I'm like, you cannot possibly buy one if you don't finish the ones
if you don't have the one before.
So I'm like, okay, I need to get through these. So that will be maybe my goal.
I had a fun time. All those Legos that are behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Those were all pieced, like torn apart in a giant tub. Like, thank God my mom saved these. Shout out to you, Mom. And I know you're listening. I love you to death, because all of those, not just because they're worth actual money nowadays, but it was so fun to go through as an adult and build those all over again.
Right.
Because one of those Legos in particular was smashed to pieces. I never built it. It's my Lego AT-AT, the original AT-AT walker, and it was smashed to pieces by a ghost. I'll have to tell the story another time.
Oh,
and in this very room that we're sitting in, and
lovely.
And I never built it because I was a little too young, and it was like it just like intimidated the crap out of me. So my brother built it. Shout out to my brother, who's a genius. And I let him build it, which it was great. He loves building it, and I like playing with it. So
it was a win-win combination.
Win-win. And then I had it displayed. And this particular ghost in our house did not like it. Apparently, just knew it was my favorite one, and smashed it to bits. And then I never put it back together. So it sat in a tub for like, well, I mean, gosh, we're talking probably 15 years.
Shoot.
More than that. And then all of a sudden I was like,
it's time.
It is time.
It is time.
And grabbed that tub of Legos and went through, and my mom also saved the booklets. So she's
a real OG for that.
She is the real OG.
Shout out to you, girl.
So she saved the booklets and all the Legos, and I got to go through, and of course I had to find all.
Were they all like combined?
Were all, yes. So yeah, I know. Imagine how hard it was.
It's already hard enough when they come in the plastic bag, and I sit there and I will be like, I was gypped without a Lego. And then you'll find it. And then I'll find it. And I'm like,
so
what?
Yeah, imagine 3,000 to 5,000 more Legos on top of that. So like my ears are permanently damaged from scraping through all of the Legos. And like, I bought a sifter on Amazon, link below, and like it filters the small ones, the biggest to small. And I felt like a prospector back in like the 1700s or
there's a gem in here.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd find that, but I'm telling you, finding a piece doing that was like exhilarating.
I was gonna say, when you found that is crazy. I think I would have had to like dump them all out and organize them by color and size before. Like, were you getting all the pieces you needed before, or were you just like, what? No.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I definitely did not do that.
You were like, all right, next step, I need the Garrett.
I'm not kidding you. I'm like, and it kind of dawned on me. I was like, maybe I should have like poured all these out and separated them by like color and size, and I kind of did that to, I didn't just like go in raw, but it was like I did kind of separate it out. But yeah, to your credit, I did not organize them to that extent. So
well,
yes,
I'm
when I
glad
found
they're here with us.
when I found a piece, it was absolutely
I would
exhilarating.
imagine it's like you won the lottery.
But the highs and lows doing that were crazy. I mean, I was riding the highest of highs when I found a piece, and then the very next step, I'd be like, it would take me an hour to find the next piece, and I don't know why I'm doing this. I get so mad. So
the Legos really, they humble you, to be honest. My sister-in-law and brother got me the London Skyline set, and so I put on the Harry Styles concert and was like, this is a 3-hour concert, but I won't make it to it. Literally, the concert was over and I was still finding pieces because I somehow in the step I built it backwards, and so I had to undo it. And I usually have and I have long nails, and so I didn't have a little Lego.
Pulling the piece apart.
And so I usually have a Lego undoer thing that'll do it for me. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, this is a disaster.
That's the worst.
The end
too.
piece is good
When you have to pull apart a Lego, and it's like, I've done that before. Where it's like, I didn't put glue on this,
right? And the times you don't want it to stay, it literally will stick. And then when you're like, all right, stay there, then it all falls apart. So yeah, that's how it does it. But Legos. Excited to bring some more.
It's a bad habit, honestly. No, it's not. It's not a bad habit. It's just so addicting.
They're so good.
I love it's more Star Wars. Like all my most of my Legos are Star Wars, and so, but I love the vintage stuff.
Yeah,
it's so cool because then they it is kind of cool because then they retire the sets. And,
I do like that,
and it's like it is kind of like neat to be like, oh, this is like a retired set.
Like, I have this, you can't get this anymore. Exactly.
So I like the exclusivity of it. So
yeah, that makes everything better. I feel like you can justify things where it's like, it won't be here forever, I can't always have it. And also I feel like when you get Legos that you like, for you, Star Wars, me, Marvel, I'm not going to not like that Lego. Like, I'm not using Legos to play with or anything, but it's not like I'm just going and like buying a Lego just to build it. It's like something we love, whether it's, something from Star Wars, Marvel, they make them for everything. But they're pretty darn cool. The floral sets are also really cool.
I do like the floral sets.
Yeah.
We just gave one to my niece, and it was the cherry blossom one.
Ooh, that one's beautiful.
And it looked really cool.
No,
I do love all the different styles.
Yeah.
I read a story recently that Lego was like incredibly underwater, and then they were just like, we're cutting everything and we're getting back to like it was a cool story. They have a kind of a cool arc. They like started out good, and then they wanted to like do everything.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, they're not doing so hot, but then they come back, and it is like,
I feel like I heard
stronger
that
than
somewhere.
ever.
I don't know if it was in my like class as a master's student, but I'm pretty sure what brought them back is that they did the
collabs.
Fan things where they're like, you could submit what the their communities wanted to make, and so people would vote and they would make those into actual things, and that is what brought them back.
Think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Lego Star Wars made up like 35% of
I'm sure,
and like, I mean, myself included, like that's all.
And now
they
have
got.
Legoland, so they're doing fine. There's some nice Legos.
Total pivot here.
Yeah.
But we were talking about movies, Disney movies that are coming out. I recently watched a Disney movie that has been out since practically my birthday in November of last year.
Okay.
And I thought that I was going to go see it in the theaters. But as life had it, I did not go see it in the theaters. And it has been now from November to April. I just finally watched Moana 2.
That's crazy, because I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go see it because I really like the first one.
Wonderful movie.
And I thought, it's coming out on like my birthday weekend. I should go see it on my birthday weekend. And then that just never happened.
And now we're in April.
And I finally watched it.
Thoughts?
Before I get into my thoughts, some of it was spoiled because we were on a small trip, and it was on in another hotel room. So we were staying with family. We were in a hotel room. We go over to the other family's hotel room, and they had put it on for their kids.
Okay.
And I was doing like one of these because I'm like, I kind of want to watch it, but then it was so loud, and I'm like, no, I want to do it justice.
Yeah, right.
And so just my thoughts real quick. I haven't even like really prepared this, but just kind of what I was thinking in the moment. I liked the movie overall. I think I liked the first half of it way better than I liked the second half.
Yeah.
Because here's what happened. We watched the first hour, I think it was. And then it was like, it got late and, we're going to put the kids to bed. Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll finish the rest tomorrow. So we watched the first hour and then we paused it. And then we came back and watched it the next day. I know I liked it because I was eager to watch the rest of it. I was like, I want to watch the rest of it. So I think it starts off strong.
Yeah.
And then the ending just kind of gets pieced together. And it's sort of not my favorite. And I was like, maybe not where I thought they were going with it. And so I got to say, it wasn't my favorite ending of the movie. I just was sort of like, oh man, maybe I was like a little bit disappointed because I liked the first half of it so much.
Yeah.
Does that kind of ring a bell with you?
Did you think the Bat Woman was a villain?
At first, yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll say that overall, so I liked the beginning. Wasn't a big fan of the ending of the climax and the resolution. And then the movie ends and it's like, okay, kids, let's go to bed. And we turned it off right away. And I'm thinking the next day, I'm like, hold on a second. We didn't resolve anything.
Nothing.
What happens with, Bat Lady? Sorry, I cannot remember her name because I've only seen it one time.
Yep.
And I'm like, no. Like, how did they just end the movie without like resolving that? And it's like, what are we doing here? And then it wasn't until, of course, like your phone listens to you and you're like, talking about Moana. And it wasn't until the next day I saw the end credit scene.
With Bat Lady. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I didn't realize I was watching a Marvel film.
They put those end credit scenes in everything, even if they don't need it.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
I did not know I was watching a Marvel film, like where I got to stay to the credits to even figure out, like, anyway.
The thing is my friend and I watched it in the theater, and we sat there, and we looked at each other, and we're like, I don't even remember. And I think that's the hard part, and why I know I'm with you is because I don't really even recall the ending. I know bits of it, but we were like, what happened to Bat Lady? And so we just sat there, and since I'm so used to Marvel, I'm like, well, maybe there's something. I was like, but I don't expect them to solve something, because if so, they should do that in the movie. Because Marvel, their end credit scenes, it never solves anything. It just leaves you like wondering it even more. It's a little Easter egg. I don't know fully what the end credit scene was, but yeah, it's like, why did this wait? And I fully thought she was a villain, and I think the music wasn't as good because Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't doing it. And I just think Moana 1 was so elite with the music.
Top tier.
So good. And the movie in general is so good that I was really hoping Moana 2 would be good. It's kind of like Frozen 2. Frozen was a good movie. The music was great. Frozen 2, it's good. But something about Moana 1, I'm like, Moana 2, the ending did feel a little chaotic. And I fully don't know what the goal, I understand what the goal was, but it was a little all over the place.
Yeah, it's sort of like, and there's some controversy around the movie. If you don't know, it started off as a TV series, as I heard, and then they scrapped that and were like, oh, let's just make a movie, right?
And then Lin,
so it was
backed out.
Yeah, so it was going to be a TV series and then turned into a movie. And if you ask me, to make a TV series, well, you're going to make it like, 6, 8, 10 episodes.
Which is going to be like,
and it's going to be
5
long.
hours.
Right. It's going to be a long time. So then, I'm envisioning it has to get cut down. And that's why it felt like, hey, we've got something good here and we're done,
Let's
and it's
cut
like,
the middle
well,
part.
we got to skip all this stuff and get to the ending.
Yes,
And that's
100%.
That's exactly how it felt, where I was like, I love the setup. Everything's good. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
whoosh, and it's over. And it's like, oh, man.
I really lost it at not the cat lady, the bat lady. I think from the bat lady on, I was kind of checked out. I was like,
Yep.
I'm not. I really felt in that moment where I was like, I feel like I'm at a kid's movie. Like, I don't know, Moana. I feel like they make Disney movies very well where like the families can enjoy it, the adults can enjoy it, but it felt a little kiddish to me.
It
the
was
music.
Yeah, it was a little confusing. I can vividly remember the part. Okay, it's right after. So it was like literally right when we started this day 2 of Moana, and it was Moana's down in the dumps and they're on that island because it's like, oh, how are we gonna do this? And Maui is talking to her, trying to like lift her up, and I literally uttered the same words that Wheezy says in Toy Story 2. I think I feel a song coming on. And then you gotta, because it was like, I just felt like there were so many songs that were talking about the same thing. It was like, you got this, and you got this. And
like the choo or whatever the song is.
That
I'm
one.
like, yeah. And you unlocked a memory. The plot of like, maybe it's like funny for kids, and like, yes, I'm all for that. I am a child. But like the whole like that they just have to cover themselves in slime to like not be infected by the little pokey things or whatever it may be. It just kind of lost me. I was like, it doesn't feel like the Moana movie.
That character, so the coconut people, right? They use the poison darts, and they get the poison from this big green slob monster. That, you know what that character reminded me of? That character reminded me of in Thor: Love and Thunder, the screaming goats. Okay, again, if we're gonna speak things into existence, that needs to just be buried and done with. Screaming goats is not funny anymore. I don't know who's laughing at that, but like you,
I'm laughing at like because of it, not at them.
Okay, good, because like I can't
get out.
I can't take another character, in some movie, and then at some random point in the movie, it just goes.
You know what it's giving? It's giving the Minecraft movie now. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
No,
seen
but
Minecraft,
there's a moment. It's like, I think it's a sheep or maybe it's a pig. Yeah, no, it's a sheep, and they're like the zombies are just like getting at the sheep, and he's like, and I'm like,
well, okay, then I guess it's still alive and well. So that needs to go away. But it does it, and it's like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
And it has like, they make it sneeze, and it's okay. I thought that was actually kind of funny how it like sneezes. And it gets the purple goop all over one of the coconuts, and they just like
that's
they
funny.
pass out.
But I
actually really like the coconut people.
I love them. I think they're the Kukacha. What are they?
I don't know.
There's something. There's something. But like the thing is, I feel like if the rest of the movie was very well done and executed, I feel like that humor scene would have really taken it home. But it's because everything looked a little bit chaotic after that. I was like, this doesn't feel like it's in the right spot.
I actually laughed. Like that movie actually made me laugh, which
really wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like
I have to rewatch it to see if
it's kind of tough. Like, but I wasn't sure I was a big fan of the whole ragtag team. It feels a bit useless to me.
Yes.
I don't like in movies now where we've got so many people that we can't know all of their stories because
it makes sense for a TV show.
Yeah, like that's what made Moana so good is because it was just her and Maui and that's it. And there's a couple other characters, but really we got to focus on them. And you're absolutely right. The characters are more fit for a TV show because maybe we can flesh them out a bit more.
Right, exactly.
But in the movie, you just don't get to know them. But I did laugh at the old man and when they're singing on the boat and he like peeks up and they're like singing, making like crazy eyes. And I'm like, all right.
The old man, I loved him.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty funny.
He can stay. I think it was a good movie. Again, it's like, I feel like since you watched it in Disney Plus, like me being in the theaters, I don't think I enjoyed it as much. But like, again, we've talked about there is a difference of seeing a movie in theater and your expectations because you're paying for it compared to Disney Plus, where it's like it's on, you can pause. But I have heard that kids love Moana too. It's like really my brother and sister-in-law like it more than Moana 1, and I'm like,
it looks visually, it's fantastic.
it is
like
Moana is one of the most beautifully well
so,
done movies.
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like just, I mean, I was sitting there going, dang, this is like a really good looking movie. So
I want them to do I should have done a Moana Land.
I think Moana Land.
Yeah, take it back to episode 3.
I think they nailed the visuals on this one, but I think that they're going for like, they know that it's a successful movie. Yeah. And so they know what they have because it's like the #1 movie on Disney Plus. And so they just, I can sense what they're doing. It's like, okay, we don't want to give away everything in number 2. We want to kind of leave people on the hook for number 3.
But like, I'm not invested enough in Bat Lady to care. Like I will tell you, in that moment I saw that, and I do know I went home and I was like, what's happening to her? Months have gone by. If they announced Moana 3, I would have forgotten that the Bat Lady was under this new mission. Like I forgot. So I think that's the thing. They're trying to be suspenseful, which I get. But I mean, maybe there are people. I think if they just put the end credit scene at the end of the movie, it would have been even better. Because people would have been like, oh, that's how it ended. But some people haven't seen the end credit scene. Some people will never see it. And so they're just going to go back.
Yep.
And they're going to be like, when did this happen?
Yeah. I literally ended that movie and thought, what? Hold on a minute. Like, we didn't resolve anything. And that was a big part of the movie. It was like how they got to the land or whatever.
It was beautiful.
Also, it was confusing because it's like, she's got Maui tied up. Yet when Moana comes, it's like, let me help you.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm still confused. That's why I thought she was a villain, because I thought it was like she was mad at Maui in that moment. So I thought it was
well
like,
done, by the way.
Right?
Love
I thought it was
that
gonna
scene.
be like, come on, like kind of like Ursula, like I'm here to help you type of vibe. So I kind of wanted her to be a villain. I will say, once Moana became, I don't know, did she become a demigod? That was pretty.
I think that's,
and she got her little tattoo.
Yes.
I do love Minnie Maui, the little tattoo guy. Like he still made an appearance, and I loved him. And Pua, he's one of my favorites.
Hua and Pua. Hua. I think, isn't that what they named the big one? Hey. No. They're, the Moana wannabes. Moanabees, I think is what they call. And they have like, we have a pig too, and it's like,
oh yes,
huge and greasy.
Gosh, I do love Pua though.
It's a good movie. Overall, I would say it was a good. I'm glad that I watched it. I just think that it was like, it sort of left me like confused a little bit and like unresolved, which is like, it's sometimes like Marvel movies, they wrap them up, but then there's like that end credit scene that like teases the next one.
Exactly. But you're content.
Yeah. And so I felt like this one kind of wrapped up, but then not really.
It's like, yes, she's a demigod, but like the Bat Lady, there was a big story, which I feel like makes sense if they were going to do a TV show, because all of this could have, panned out over a course of 8 or 10 episodes, but over an hour and 45-minute movie, there's only so much that can be done. I
know. And then, so I was looking through the cast, and this is before I finished the movie, and I kind of had a little bit of it spoiled because I saw that Tamatoa was in it, and so the whole time I'm like, where is he? I want to see him. Like, it's gonna be great. He's gonna make an appearance, and like I'm wondering when he's coming, and then I think maybe that's why I was so disappointed, because like, excuse me, where is this?
He's the #1 character.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. Oh yeah, no, I forgot
and
that's how
it's in the end credit scene. So I was like, okay.
He did him dirty then. I want more of him.
If I would have known I was watching a Marvel movie.
At this point, you got to stay through every single end credits and then see some sort of scene.
I guess we're in that age.
We're in that age. So Marvel fans are used to it. Everyone else.
Stay till the end.
But they're not that great. I do recommend, if you can, I just walk out and I Google it, because I'm then I'll just watch it then. So
my wife said that the only reason why she saw that scene, so she took the kids to go to the movie theater to watch it, and she said the only reason why she saw that scene is because she was like cleaning up the theater. So very very opposite of the Minecraft experience.
Very much opposite. It's like riot.
Yeah, she was cleaning the theater, and then Lord. It came on. So she was getting the kids ready, rewarded. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Anyway, spoiler alert, it's there. And well, I think that about wraps it up for the episode. So. We've had a good one, and I want everybody to vote DCP or Club 33.
Both great
for
topics.
Like one of the next episodes.
Yeah, so you probably would get like the next episode would be that. So
in a week's time. We want to hear you. Yeah. Comment. I want to know what the people want to hear.
Yeah, give us the people. You can get our. I feel like I'm thinking that maybe they'll want DCP because we keep hinting at it. But also, guys, the Club 33 story is elite. So
it's a good one.
It's a good one. So vote below. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We've been posting some funny reels and just bringing more Disney magic to you guys if you aren't ready to sit down and yap along with us. But just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you in our next episode.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.